This is a quick demo that you are going to build in this video. So you can see we have a simple table and the pagination, and you can simply go to the any page, and also you can click on the previous button and the next button. And if you are on the first page, then it will disable the previous button. If you are on the last page, then it will disable the next button. So I will quickly show you the data. So in the app component, we have items per page, we have current page. You can modify these. So for example, right now it is showing 30 items per page. So if you update this number, it will update the number of pages accordingly. So let's try to do that. Here I will try to add 20 pages. If I do that, you will see a lot of more pages. Now we have 25 pages, and it is totally dynamic working behind the scene. And if you add, let's say, 100 pages, then you will see only 100 items per page. You will see 5 pages total. Hey there, welcome back to Ayaz Tech, the place where we simplify coding for everyday developers like you. Angular has been a game changer in the world of web development, enabling us to create dynamic, interactive, and robust web applications. I am Ayaz Zafar, and today we are diving deep into a crucial element that can take your Angular applications to the next level: custom pagination. It might sound complex, but don't worry, I will guide you through it step by step. Pagination is an essential aspect of displaying large set of data, and having a custom pagination component allows you to control the user experience more efficiently. In today's tutorial, we will be learning how to build custom pagination component from scratch using Angular. Whether you are a beginner just starting with Angular or seasoned pro looking to enhance your skills, this tutorial is designed just for you. We will start with the basics of setting up your Angular environment, followed by designing the pagination component, and finally implementing some neat features to make it user-friendly. So grab your favorite cup of coffee, open up your coding editor, and let's get started. And if you are new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss out on our future tutorials. Let's dive into the world of Angular and make coding an exciting journey together. Ready? So let's code. So very first thing that you will have to do is you need to create a new Angular project if you don't have it already. So you can use your existing project as well. So to create a new project, just open your terminal and you have to type a command ng new and project name. So you can name it whatever you want. So once your project is created, you have to go into that project by using cd project name, and after that open that project in your favorite editor. I am using VS Code, and after it is open, you have to run the command ng-serve -o. This will open the Angular project in your browser. So I already have installed a project and I have started the server in my local browser. So it is already running here. You can see it is very basic with nothing in this project yet. So I have removed everything that came by default in the app.component.html. So right now it is fully empty. So to save our time, I will be using Bootstrap to get styles for the pagination and for the table. So let's install the Bootstrap first. So from here, I can see this is the command that I can run to install it. So just install it, press enter. So after it is installed, you have to open the angular.json and you have to add the path of the CSS in this. So you have to add the path for the Bootstrap CSS file. So open the node modules, find the Bootstrap that just have been installed. So this is the folder for the Bootstrap. So we have to go to the dist folder, go to the CSS, and from there you can find the minified version. So just copy the relative path from here, and now here you will have to add the path. So I will just add it here. Okay. And similarly, I want to add it in other places because this will be used for building the application, but I want to add it for the development as well. So here in the development, I will just paste it here. Now save it. I will stop my server and run it again. And in order to test it, I will just copy paste some basic component from Bootstrap just to see if it is still working. So I will copy paste this code, paste it, And let's see. You can see that bootstrap style is working. So I can just remove it. Now we need to get the styles for table. So search for table and click on that. And from here we can get the design for table. So let me find some good design for it. I will just copy it, paste it. I also want to get the content. So let me see if they provide content here. Okay. So I will copy paste all of this and paste it here. Now refresh it. You can see we have a table. I will just remove all of the rows. I will just keep only one. We will generate it with the JavaScript. I also will wrap it in a div and a container ID. And in the CSS, I will add width 900 pixels. You can style it in whatever way you want to. So margin auto. Let's see. And I want to add padding on the top as well. And here I would like to add an heading. Now I would like to load this data from the app component.ts. So here I will just simply create an array. Let data is equal to an array, and here I will add object. Now I have to copy paste this for several times to get a lot of data. Okay, now let's load this data in here. So I will add ng for let item of items of data. Okay. Now I also want to get the index. Let index is equal to. I have generated 500 objects. So I will be using them. You can see these are a lot. So I will just collapse it to save some space in my editor. Now here I will be using the item dot first name and item dot last name, and here we will have item dot handle. Now you can see that it looks real now because we are using real names. So here I will also use the id item dot id. Okay, so right now you can see these are too many. So after we add pagination, we will see the very few number of the data here. Now I need to get the style for the pagination. So search for the pagination in the bootstrap and let's pick this design and paste it at the bottom. Okay, now let's try. Okay, we have the pagination. Now, first of all, I will create a separate component to have the pagination so that we could move the logic of the pagination in a separate component. So ng generate c pagination, press enter. This will create a new folder in the app directory. And now I will copy paste the pagination content or HTML in that component. Okay. Now here, instead of that, I will add the app pagination. Okay, so it will still be showing the pagination. So let me save it. You can see that pagination is still visible, but now it is coming from here. So in this pagination, I have to receive some inputs from the parent. So let's add input, and the name of this input would be total items is equal to, and we need total numbers, and also we need to know that which page we are currently on. Okay, with that we need to display the all of the pages. So for that I need to get the total number of pages, and here by default I will set it 0. I also need to receive that how many items I want to show per page. Okay, now here I will write my logic that will create the total number of pages, and then we will display them here. So now we will divide the total items with the items per page. For that I will create a property, or maybe this dot total pages will be equal to total items divided by items per page. This dot total items. So if there is a total item, then this will run this calculation. And here I guess we need to run math.ceil. Okay, Now I will just display the total number here in the if condition. So this will alert the total number of pages. Right now this condition is not running, so I have to pass some data from the parent. So go back to the app component, and here I will pass the total items is equal to, make sure to wrap it in square bracket so that we could pass the JavaScript JSON here, data dot length. Okay. And also we need to tell that how many items per page we need to pass. So for example, I want to show 10 items per page. So now if you reload it, it should show an alert, but it did not. Let me see. Okay, so we should have added the logic in the engine in it, because at that time we will have the uh, DOM element ready, so it will work. In the constructor it will not work. So now go back to the app component. So as now we have total number of pages, so I can create an array of pages that we will use in the HTML to create the links for the pages. So let's create a property. Pages is equal to empty array by default, and now here I will use this dot pages is equal to, and now I will use array dot from, and then length, and length should be equal to this dot total pages. And also as the second parameter I need to pass a callback function, and here I will receive two parameters, this and this. I will be returning the I plus 1. Okay, so now as we have an array of numbers, we can go back to the HTML and we can loop through it. So I will remove all of these and keep only one. And now I will add the ng for here. Let page of pages. And here I will add page. Okay, now let's see what we have now. You can see that now we have 50 pages here. So these are too many, so I will go back to the app component. I will increase the number of items per page. So let's try 50. And now it is acceptable. Okay. And go back to the pagination HTML and add the next button here. Okay, great. After that, I have to add the active class for the current page. So for example, in the app.component.html, I should also pass the current page. So let's say by default it is 1. So here I will use the ng class directive, and here I will pass the active class as the property, and here I will add the condition that it should be active only if the page is equal to current page. Okay, now you can see that this one is activated, and now if you click on the second button or any other button, it should make that one activated. Let's add a click event here, and here I will call a function page clicked, and I will pass the page as the parameter of that function, and now I will define that function here, and the type of the page would be number, obviously. And now I need to define an event with the help of event emitter and output, and the name of the event would be click, type would be event emitter, instantiate the event emitter, and here type number, I guess, because we will be sending the page number that was clicked. So now let's emit that event. So for that, this dot on click dot emit, and here I will pass the page number. Now go to the parent, that is app.component, and here I will listen to that event on click. So first of all, let me bring these values from variables so that we could keep it dynamic. So for example, items per page and current page 50, and current page is equal to 1. Okay, now let's use these variables here, and here current page. All right, now on click I will call a function change page, and here I will pass the event. Okay, now let's define this function here. Now let's test it. I will click on this and I can get the number. Now as soon as I get the page number, I can update the current page. So let's replace it. This dot current page is equal to page, and with that you will see that it will be updated. Okay, now if I click on this, you can see that now the selected page is 8. So we also have to filter out the data. So I will create a getter paginated data and add the get keyword here. And now we have to return an array. So we have to define two variables here, start and end. So let's use const start is equal to this dot current page minus 1 and multiply it with this dot items per page. Okay, and now I need the end variable is equal to start plus this dot items per page, and now I will return the this dot data dot slice and then start end. Now let's use this getter instead of data variable here in the loop. So I will use this getter and let's see if that works. Okay, you can see that right now it is showing the 50 number of pages. If I click on second page, it should update the pages in real time. And let me remove the href here. So instead of that, JavaScript void so that it don't scroll up like this. So now if you click on this, you can see that pagination is working. And after that, we also have to implement the next and previous button as well. So let me work on that. So if you click on the next button, then it should simply call this function and it should plus plus the page number. So let's do that. Click page clicked, and here I will use current page plus plus, and I have to plus 1. So now it will pass the next page number here to this function and it will go to the next page. So let's try it. You can see now it is going to the next page. I also need to add the cursor pointer here, so I will just add cursor pointer. Okay, so you can see it is working perfectly fine. And now I also have to implement the previous button as well, but before that, you have seen that there is a problem. The problem is that when it reaches to the last page, it should make the next button disabled and it should not allow us to click on this button. So for that, first of all, we have to add condition here. If I go to the page clicked here, I can add a condition. If page is less than or equal to the this dot total pages, then do this, otherwise it will do nothing. Okay, or you can do the opposite as well. So for example, if you see that if page greater than this dot total pages, then you can return from here. So the any logic below this line will not work. Now let's try it. So if I'm here and if I click on that, nothing is happening. So but we still have to make that button disabled. So for that, I have to add ng class and pass an object, and here I will add disabled, and this property would be added only if current page is equal to total pages. Now if you will reach to the last page, you will see that next button is now disabled. Actually, we should add the disabled on the page item on the list. So I will just copy it from here and I will put it here. Okay, it will still be working, but I did in the bootstrap way. So now I will implement the same thing for the previous button. So I will copy it and paste on the previous button. And instead of doing +1, I will use the -1, and we will add the disable button based on a condition. So I will copy this code here and paste it here. So we will make it disable if current page is 1, because we don't want to go behind 1. So now you can see right now previous is disabled. If you go to the next page, previous is enabled, but there is no cursor pointer here. So I have to copy paste this and add it here. Now you can see that it is working. Also here we have to make sure that everything is fine. This function is not being called at all. The reason is that we have added the disabled, so it will disable the pointer event, so it will not let you click on that at all. Okay, so this is how you can implement pagination very easily, and so this is just a hard coded data, but you can also bring that data uh, from the remote server, from the backend, from the REST API as well. It's very simple. You just in your app component, instead of using this data, you can set it to empty array, and in the constructor you can load data from the uh, backend server. You can use the HTTP client to get that data, and it will still work. You can reduce the number of items per page simply from here. For example, you want to display 30 items per page. You can see the number of pages have been increased, and it is totally dynamic now. And there you have it, folks. You just have created your own custom pagination component in Angular. By following these steps, you can now implement this essential feature in any of your projects, tailoring it to fit your specific needs. Remember, the true power of Angular lies in its flexibility and dynamism, allowing you to customize elements like this pagination to suit your application perfectly. I hope that this tutorial has been helpful, and I encourage you to experiment further and adding your own unique flair to the pagination component we have built today. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow developers. And if you have any questions, thoughts, or ideas for future tutorials, make sure to leave in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe button and ring the bell so you will not miss out on more tutorials like this one. Happy coding, and I will see you in the next video.